not going to be able to trust that individual at all, right? Because you didn't, you was more focused on, I'm instilling that fear. As long as they fear that I can drop them down, if you, as long as I could, they fear that I can discipline them in any form or fashion. Those are the type of person you have to worry about. The ones who usually have the best squads or the best leaders is the ones who are able to garnish people who wants to follow willingly, willingly, not by that type of force.
One
And the
of can
last, just real quick. So, and I want to make sure that I'm understood real quick. First of all, most of the time, I talk to the men. I don't talk to the women unless they solicit advice. So I'm not going to just blindly give a female the calling a spade a spade. I'm not going to blindly give her that information until she is ready to receive it. The way I know she's ready to receive it is she will ask for it. Otherwise, I'm talking to men about men bettering men, and if we are bettering ourselves, the women will the women will adjust. The women will make the adjustment because they will no longer be getting the attention that they crave so much because we're moving in a more productive, a more intentional way. So I do, when I talk about attacking women, I talk about it from the fact of if MJ doesn't say, "Hey AP, what do you think of me? What are some of the things you think I can change?" I'm not gonna offer up where I think she's failing at. I'm gonna let her keep failing until she looks in the mirror and say, "Okay, I need to change." Because I can't correct her.
but see,
So
this is the
you
thing
know,
though
I'm
too.
gonna play a video in a second too, mistaken. So after you finish, I'm gonna play a, and it's gonna go circle back around.
It's all about environment. So what happened today at the restaurant? So we had kind of talked about, Shan called me out again. It was like, with the group we was talking about was out like, yeah, mistaken could be masculine. Sometimes she got masculine energy, right? And for me, I was saying one thing that I'm okay with is that I accept who I am. I'm just going to be who I am. And we were talking about regional, like what she perceives as being masculine, me being from New York is not masculine. But what she said was, well, New Yorkers are masculine. So that's just kind of, you said that. The
I'm
women
from
in
New
New
York.
York are
I'm from New
Is
York.
masculine.
she not masculine?
Wow.
But,
She not masculine.
but you probably didn't see that
Here it
side.
is.
She probably didn't see
You
that
ain't
side.
see me in uniform. I'm very masculine when I want to.
So,
Okay.
so So for me, I'm like, well, as a female in New York, I'm considered feminine. I'm not like a real,
Yeah, I
mass.
see.
Um, so one of the other people who we were with, is the fact that he was saying, I think I can probably see that side of you, but he's like, it's kind of weird because we've had conversations before because what Shan brought up was like, if somebody says something, she, might be like, I'm saying, like that kind of thing or whatever. And he was like, it's weird because I've never seen you like come out of character. I've never seen you act like, and we've had conversations before that we disagreed on. And I was explaining the difference is how you disagree. It's not the disagreement itself. And I think a lot of times what happens is that men take disagreements as an automatic, like being belligerent or automatic, like just kind of,
It's
oh, you're
disrespect.
just going to argue for argument's sake kind of thing. So when you set up an environment, and that's what I explained to him, I was like, yeah, we disagree on points all the time, but the difference between what you see is based on the energy that you give me. So if you know how to agree to disagree, I'm going to be open to still listening to your point, even say, okay, I understand your point right there. But even if I don't disagree, there's a level of respect, still a level of openness to receive what you're saying. based on the way that you deliver. But if you deliver in a manner of, when I respond, you're being condescending about what I'm saying, or
It's more of
you're
attack,
just
an
trying
attack than
to
it is a
attack
concern.
what I'm saying, and that you're really not trying to hear my perspective, then yes, that's where the masculine energy come from, because that's the energy you're giving me. And automatically, I think it's kind of human nature that a lot of times you respond to your environment. You know what I'm saying? And so what I was explaining is, we can have these conversations as long as your approach and the way that you converse is on the up and up. And I think when we're in these spaces, a lot of times people don't have the emotional dexterity to know how to kind of change up a little bit to make their point, but not necessarily be offensive, not necessarily be condescending, still be open to try to listen to the other person's point, and then go back and forth, and then be like, you know what, you made some good points, but at the end of the day, I still really don't agree with that, but I got you. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can walk away feeling heard and understood, respected, because I think that's the end result. If people want to walk away with their respect and their dignity intact when they have difficult conversations, and that doesn't necessarily always happen.
So before I show the video, I think that the issue is people are not, people are forgetting that YouTube is click based, right? You get paid per click. So Jerry Springer was popular because it was Jerry Springer. Okay. So people are addicted to toxicity. They don't want to hear it the nice way. They want to hear it the down and dirty way, because that's the way you're going to get the clicks for, money, monetary, for the sake of money. Now the problem with it is those people are no different. You can argue about Sexy Red, but you're no different than Sexy Red. You're using something that is very toxic to the community to make money off of. And they think that they're very different. And they sit there and talk about the Sexy Reds and all these people, but you are in the exact same situation as the Sexy Red, because you're using a toxic way of, this toxic formula to make money. That's really what it is about. Because they can sit here and have conversation, and it may not, bring in the people that they want to bring in. But they're not willing to do that. That's not going to go viral. That's not going to bring in the numbers that they want to bring in to make their pockets a little swollen than they were. And that's really the issue that we're seeing.